Week 2 of the Class A 7A playoffs. Man, it has just been a journey all the way up to this point. Welcome into the Coach Caleb Ross Show. I'm Daryl Puckett. Each and every week throughout this entire season, 5:30 to 6:30 on Dixie Country 100.1 FM, Prattville Live, DixieCountry.net. Plus, you can ask Alexa to play Dixie Country. We've broken down every single win, every single game this season for your Prattville Lions. Joining me as always, it's his show, Coach Caleb Ross. But man, this past week, a big win against Theodore. Double overtime, you took it. It was so crazy fashion. How has been, I guess maybe the night after? You know, let's go back to Saturday. How was that win for you?
Well, it was a big win. It was probably, man, it ranks up there in all-time wins that I've got to enjoy. I mean, just to watch our kids the way they did it. You know, we were down, didn't play bad in the first half, but I think Theodore, man, the first half went to them. Really got the momentum in the second half, had it, lost it, and then found a way to put a long drive together at the end of the game to put it in overtime. And then I just thought we were better in overtime, man. And for us to win it in that style on the road versus a really good team in Theodore in that type of environment, man, just super proud of our kids. Really big win for our program, too. I mean, you're talking about 2 years into, you know, your goals and where you're trying to get to. And obviously last year get back into the playoffs. But, man, this year, man, how far can we take this? And obviously the first goal was you got to win a playoff game. So we won the first one. Mm-hmm. And, you know, man, it's just a big win. And one of the more, I guess, rewarding wins that I've had as a head coach.
Well, round 2 of the playoffs, Coach. Central Phoenix City, a team that you're very familiar with. Of course, we'll get to them in just a second. Let's take a step back, go back to Theodore last week. Again, it took double overtime, but it was kind of last week, Will Barrett, the voice of the Lions, came in, pitch hit for most of it, got you on the phone for, 3 to 5 minutes on that
right.
on that incredible journey from trying to transition out to the Mobile area for Theodore. How was the travel? Did it get better after we got off the phone with you?
Yeah, the travel was better. We had little delays getting out of the parking lot, but after that, we were really good, man. I'll tell you this. That's probably the thing and I told the boys this on Monday. I was just as proud of how our kids, man, represented the community of Prattville, the Prattville High School, represented their families and coaching staff, man. We took roughly 110 boys on the road, stayed in hotels, went to, ate, went to different places, went to a movie on Friday. And our boys handled themselves extremely well, man. Just like I knew they would. Got compliments from – we went and had our pregame meal at a Cracker Barrel there in Mobile and had 2 or 3 people like, Coach, that's the quietest, that's the most respectful boys I've ever seen in a large group like this. So really, really proud of that. Man, we got good boys. They come from good families. They're raised right. We got good kids. And like I said, more than anything, man, all this whole football stuff is going to end one day. So them being good people is going to matter. So I'm really proud of that.
What was the meal you got from Cracker Barrel? I know people just have to know.
We keep it pretty bland and pretty simple on pregame meal. I think we did some baked chicken and maybe some mashed potatoes and green beans. We rotate that. One week there may be some hamburger steak, but it's not filet mignon and lobster or anything like that. So.
Was the movie more of a motivational one, or did you just go see a good flick?
It was a movie we could get into that I could show the boys that was appropriate. You know what I mean? We showed Gemini Man. It was pretty good. I got to see the very end of it. We were on a quest trying to get some call sheets printed. Me and the offense coordinator.
Man.
So I got to
Coach
see
not enjoying the movie, hard at work.
Yeah,
huh?
That's it, man. Anyway, we got a little movie in store for tomorrow, and so hopefully I'll get to actually watch this one.
Yeah, Coach, walking through, it was questions me and Will kind of breaking it down from me last week in the limited time that we did have with you. But Will had a lot of insight, looking at this team, what to expect. What did you expect from Theodore, especially offensively, something they had to get Coach Shook, the entire defense around that?
Well, they were very physical, okay? They're a very physical football team in general, but probably one of the best O-lines we had seen all year. Looking at them on tape, and I tell you, they proved to be the same when you saw them in person. Really big on the offensive line, really physical. They ran the ball really, really well, and they were successful early on in the game against us. We made some really good adjustments and really started shutting them down a little bit. We didn't think they were big. We didn't think they could really throw the football. We thought they were dangerous on throwing some play-action shots downfield. Mm-hmm. So we had to be leery of that. Now, they hit some underneath stuff and did a good job with it. But offensively, man, we thought they were going to control the clock, run the ball, not turn it over, be smart. And, I think in their mind, winning a game 21-7, 17-10, that's their style of football. So their offense proved to be who we thought they were. defensively, man, we thought they were going to be really physical again, fast, really good in the box, and, man, they were. That's probably why I'm so proud of my offensive line. I thought the offensive line as a whole played their best game all year against Theodore, because Theodore had a good team, good box. They were long at safety, and they could run in the secondary. We did think we could throw on them a little bit if we could, if we had some time to protect our quarterback. And, man, that's why the line did such a phenomenal job, man. We gave Kyle time to throw, allowed our receivers to get open, man, and make some plays. And that's really a key, to me, the key to the game. We were able to handle their defensive box and allowed us to move the football and score.
Coach, one thing that we really talked about, look at the stat sheet, just watch the games. Obviously, tons of game film from this past season going into this. Looking at the guys that you do have, Rogers, Causey, Thompson, a lot of targets, a lot of guys that can get out in space for Kyle Kramer to really hit. But Isaiah Causey, what a game for this guy. 3 catches, 33 yards, 1 touchdown, actually the Buffalo Rock player of the game. He comes up, gets the game winner in double overtime. What about the performance that Causey really was able to get out there? He only had 3 catches, but he made the catches.
They were huge catches.
Huge
right.
catches, yeah.
I think he had the first catch of the game, and then, like I said, the best for last, man. On a key drive, we had a little shallow dig mesh play we run, and, it was a great read by Kyle. And Isaiah popped out the other end and hit it, and Isaiah run it down to the 3, then obviously to be open in the back of the end zone. And, man, really what, Isaiah brings, and I told him this summer, we had a couple 7-on-7 tournaments, and I know the one at Hoover, Isaiah was as good a receiver as anybody we had, and he's just a kid that his habits are so good. Every day he comes to work, he's got a great attitude, he's a very unselfish player, he'll do whatever's asked of him, and he brings that attitude with him every single day. So when our kids were getting tired at some of those times this summer, man, he was one of the better players because his habits overtook him being tired. Well, same thing with this season. So, and he's had a solid year. I'm sure he'd want more numbers, but he's starting here in the end to play some of his best football. So that's just really good for him, man. Big night. You talking about a kid that can be the face of your program. This is what I wish all 100 kids on our team. And we do. We got a lot of really good kids, but if they were all like Isaiah, man, we'd be in really good shape.
Yeah, it's playoff week 2, second round of state playoffs in Class 7A. Prattville taking on Central Phoenix City. That'll be on the road out towards Columbus, out in Central Phoenix City area. Is going to be a road game for that one. But tonight, special night, 2 Buffalo Rock player of the games, Ethan Bittle from the week before, his performance on the offensive line, and O-line that led to 440 yards of total offense against Sidney Lanier. And then also Isaiah Causey for his game-winning performance in double overtime against Theodore last week. So we'll have both of those guys coming up a little bit later in the program. Now, Coach, looking back in this past game, trying to go forward, Kyle Kramer, a guy 19 of 36, $192, 1 touchdown. How did Kyle really look at this defense? It was something you said kind of struggled here and there, but overtime, the offense really picked up. He started hitting big plays exactly when he needed to, and of course, the game-winning touchdown at the end.
Well, I don't think Kyle struggled at all, man. I thought he had one of his better nights. I tell you what, is one of his best nights he's had in going through his progressions and read. Me and Coach Malone, offense coordinator, quarterback coach, that was one thing that stood out after watching the film, man. He really read through the defense. He had some time to do it, which was critical, but he did a really good job, man. And he put some – they were good now, and they were fast. He put some balls in some really tight windows Friday night. So, to me, man, even though his completion percentage didn't look just great, but because I think he was a little over 50%. But the throws, it was reversely a really good defense. And, man, he made some really good throws. And there's 2 or 3. There are a couple balls that we probably should have caught that were dropped Friday night. So, really, if you look at it that way, he probably should have been 24, 25 of 36. So, I thought he had one of his better nights. What mattered, too, he played his best when it mattered, man. The last drive, to have the poise to lead the team down there and score, and in overtime to make some
nice
some
clutch.
key throws. It's clutch. Man, that's super proud of that kid.
How has Cal really, because, I guess weeks back, Cal comes in Buffalo Rock player of the game for his performance earlier in the season. Where has he really progressed the most? Is it the patience in the pocket, looking down reads, up to this game last week?
It is. I tell you, man, I thought he started out the season really strong, man. He had some of his better games. I thought somewhere in the middle of the year he played good, but he wasn't playing great. The expectation we have for him in that position, not to say he wasn't meeting it, but we knew he could be a lot better. even though he had some good nights and good numbers. But I really thought the last 3 games, and even the Auburn game, man, I thought Kyle really was on, man. He's on early. He hit some really big throws. Just it got where, man, we struggled on protection there in the second half, and they got after us, which would, make anybody struggle at quarterback. But I really thought last 3 or 4 weeks he's played really good football on the field. He really has.
Well, tons more to get to in the show. It is round 2 of the playoffs, Central Phoenix City. Last week, your Bravo Lions' big win over Theodore on the road in double OT, 24-17. Of course, we'll break down more from that game and look on to this week. You don't want to miss a beat of this show. We got 2 Buffalo Rock player of the games from the past 2 weeks. We'll sit down with both of those players, break down what were they thinking exactly. Tons more ahead in the show. Stay with us. You're listening to the Coach Caleb Ross Show.
We're here today at Larry Puckett Chevrolet by the brand new Blazer. Got General Sales Manager Kirk Mims here. Kirk, tell us what's going on here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
It's closeout time at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. The 2019s are going fast. We've got save up to $5,000 on one of these Blazers. You can save up to $7,000 on the new Equinox, and you can save up to $14,000 off of a new 19 Silverado. There will never be a better time. Come and see us.
Great time to come see him. Come see Kirk and the boys here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
Think local. Think of all the skill and talent found right here in our community. Hands that build, hands that feed, teach, protect, and hands that heal. Guardian Credit Union reaches out to people just like you. Handling loans for new cars, opening doors to new homes, saying yes to fun and adventure. When you need a strong, steady financial hand, think local. Think Guardian.
Buffalo Rock is well known for Pepsi and other great soft drink brands. Did you know that Buffalo Rock is one of the River Region's largest full-service caterers? And have you heard about Micro Market? Buffalo Rock is leading the region with innovation to replace conventional vending at many of the larger industrial plants. Plant management loves it, and so do the employees. To find out more about Buffalo Rock Catering and the Micro Market, call Mike Barnett at 334-394-4452. The Buffalo Rock family is proud to support area schools. BuffaloRock.com.
Did you know you can buy an E-Z-GO golf cart for only $3,100 now at Prattville Outdoors, 118 Highway 82 West in Prattville? Prattville Outdoors has a great selection of previously owned 2017 E-Z-GO golf carts. Prattville Outdoors even has a camo model that's been jacked up and ready for hunting season, selling at only $69.95. Come see the Johnson Brothers and Viv today at Prattville Outdoors, 118 Highway 82 West, or go to PrattvilleOutdoors.com. That's PrattvilleOutdoors.com.
Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish. Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I only use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
Hey, this is Chip Powell. I'm here with Lewis Mills, service manager at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, here at Express Oil Change and Tires Engineers. As you can hear, they're getting the new tires put on. Lewis, tell us what's going on here.
Well, Chip, hunting season around the corner, you're trying to get a jump on things. We're putting on your Nitto grapplers on your truck now, so we have BF Goodrich, Michelin, Uniroyal, and multiple other lines of tires.
Man, that's great, Lewis. We really appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Bye.
Welcome back in, Coach Caleb Ross Show. Tons more ahead tonight, 5:30 to 6:30. We're live here at Buffalo Wild Wings in Prattville. Want to come by, see us live, come talk to us, have some wings as well. It is always loaded, always a good time here at Buffalo Wild Wings. Now, one thing we always throw at you, Nick Saban Show. If you're an Alabama fan, you want to stick around right after this one. It starts at 6:30 each and every Thursday night, right after the Coach Caleb Ross Show. Also, tons of way you can get this show as well. If you're listening on the radio, Dixie Country 100.1. If you want to watch it live, you want to see the video, okay, YouTube, Facebook, we got you covered. That's Prattville Live. Also, if you need a way to do it through the internet, dixiecountry.net, or, also, Coach, if you want to get crazy, you can just ask Alexa to play Dixie Country. That's kind of where technology has gone now. You can just have a little robot or whatever, little speaker, and just say, hey, You know, it's 5:30. I want the Coach Caleb Ross show.
Yeah, we had an Alexa at the house, and we ain't put it on in about 6 months.
Was it kind of creepy a little bit?
It just starts coming on and talking to you. And you're like, hey, man, I don't know about that now. You be sitting there, especially about 11 o'clock at night. And I'm not up that much very often, but and a lot of times the kids are asleep, Amy's asleep, and so I'm sitting there watching, like, I don't know, some football, Monday Night Football, the last quarter or something. All of a sudden, yeah, what do you need? And I'm like, wait a minute, we ain't doing that. We got to turn these things off.
I don't need anything, but I want to sit back. I want to chill out. You know, has it ever popped up when you're waking about 5:15 a.m.? You know, you getting that coffee going. Did it ever just disturb you in that 20 minutes of just Caleb Ross time?
I think it was asleep then too, but I think it was the late at night, man. You're sitting there, and then all of a sudden it comes on, and you're like, I don't know about that now.
Yeah, you know,
yeah,
just
you turn this thing off. That's
technology coming for us, they say. Coach, let's take it back to Theodore this past week and just look at a couple guys that, I mean, just have incredible seasons and guys that are highly recruited and will be highly recruited out there. I mean, Kyle Kramer, we've broken down his game from the quarterback perspective. You know, just matured so much, breaking down the reads. Let's look at Taylor Thompson, a wide-out tight end, a guy that can kind of do everything. You know, can play off block, can get off a block, and go get a pass down the field. 7 catches, 71 yards. What'd you like from Taylor in this past one?
I thought he had one of his best nights he's had since I've known him. Just a phenomenal night, and because he made, like I say, he made some tough catches, some tough situations. He's playing his best football. Man, he's every week he brings it, man. A tight end that's got 47, 48 catches on the year, and I think that says 7. Man, I think we had him for 8, but he had a really big night, man, and in a big moment too. Made some tough catches, some slants across the middle where he had to catch it in traffic and run after the catch. He's just been, man, he has been the player that I knew he could be, and he's been even more. And I tell you what, the most thing, he's always been an effective and good blocker. And he was a great blocker Friday night, man. He really embraced. We knew what we had to be. We had to be really physical to beat that team, and he stepped up. And man, I thought as a whole, we definitely matched it. I think we were more physical than Theodore. So I was really proud of his blocking. Obviously, what he does with and his route running skills and his hands are just incredible. Just another big night. And in playoff football, you got to have your best players making really good plays, and he did that.
I mean, Coach, the past couple games, you're looking at a different, component of the offense, the running game. I mean, you got 3 tailbacks that can really carry the ball, and then we have Thompson, you have your wideouts blocking, you have Kramer hitting a couple of those guys down, checking them down. But the running game, Taggart, this past game, Albert Taggart, 15 carries, 55 yards, he's got a touchdown. How much is that component of the game and the offense going to mean this week, tomorrow night against Central Phoenix City?
Well, we got to be able to run the football. I mean, it don't matter who you play the days. I mean, I just don't think in high school football, especially when it gets a little colder, you got to block, you got to tackle, but you got to block and be able to run the football. I mean, we're gonna throw the football some, and so will Central. I mean, they've got talented players too, and really good quarterback, and 2 really good quarterbacks and talented receivers, so they'll throw it as well. But I mean, you got to run the football. You got to. We got to find a way. I mean, they're really good, and they're good at, their scheme's really good, their front's really good. So, but that's just, I don't care what week, first round, second round, we go all the way to state championship game. You're going to establish a running game. I think even you get to the NFL level, and the guys where you got Tom Brady and those guys, they'll tell you got to be able to run the football to win, especially in playoff football. So, it's no different in high school.
How important is the check down to those guys? I mean, hitting guys in the flats. I mean, of course, running the screens, trying to move it up the field that way, but checking down to your tailbacks. It's one thing I've really noticed at the high school level this season is that I'm seeing more check downs. More college look check downs to those types of guys.
Well, we've always, I've been proud of ourselves, or we've always prided ourselves on, man, we're going to run more than just a junior high offense. I hate to say that, man. We went and studied it. We probably we used to be even more than we are now. So we build into a lot of our routes, especially if there's some type of 5-man route, 5-man protections to get the ball out of our hands. There's certain routes where the running back is a key component in the route. He may be the first read or second read. So, and then there's some routes where he's going to protect. And then if there's, if the guy he's responsible for doesn't blitz or come, then he'll get out into the route. So. We have both of those components, and then we have it where we can max protect too. So we do a little bit of all 3. But, yeah, it is. There's points where, man, the running back has made some key catches. And that's what we tell our quarterbacks. Don't ever panic, especially if we got a running back in the route. Don't panic. Get the ball out, get it into somebody's hands. Hey, that guy may make somebody miss, and we can get a first down, or we can steal 6-7 yards there. Man, that's critical. So.
Prattville versus Central Phoenix City, the 13th edition in this series. It is tied up 6-6. It's going to be a good one tomorrow night. Got tons more ahead in this show, the Coach Caleb Ross Show, coming your way. Ethan Bittle, Isaiah Causey. We're going to get to the Buffalo Rock Pepsi players of the game from the past 2 weeks. Ethan Bittle against Sidney Lanier and Isaiah Causey against Theodore this past Friday night. Stick with us. We'll be right back in just a few.
We're here today at Larry Puckett Chevrolet by the brand new Blazer. Got General Sales Manager Kirk Mims here. Kirk, tell us what's going on here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
It's closeout time at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. The 2019s are going fast. We've got save up to $5,000 on one of these Blazers. You can save up to $7,000 on the new Equinox, and you can save up to $14,000 off of a new 19 Silverado. There will never be a better time. Come and see us.
Great time to come see him. Come see Kirk and the boys here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
Think local. Think of all the skill and talent found right here in our community. Hands that build, hands that feed, teach, protect, and hands that heal. Guardian Credit Union reaches out to people just like you. Handling loans for new cars, opening doors to new homes, saying yes to fun and adventure. When you need a strong, steady financial hand, think local. Think Guardian.
Buffalo Rock is well known for Pepsi and other great soft drink brands. Did you know that Buffalo Rock is one of the River Region's largest full-service caterers? And have you heard about Micro Market? Buffalo Rock is leading the region with innovation to replace conventional vending at many of the larger industrial plants. Plant management loves it, and so do the employees. To find out more about Buffalo Rock Catering and the Micro Market, call Mike Barnett at 334-394-4452. The Buffalo Rock family is proud to support area schools. BuffaloRock.com.
Did you know you can buy an E-Z-GO golf cart for only $3,100 now at Prattville Outdoors, 118 Highway 82 West in Prattville? Prattville Outdoors has a great selection of previously owned 2017 E-Z-GO golf carts. Prattville Outdoors even has a camo model that's been jacked up and ready for hunting season, selling at only $69.95. Come see the Johnson Brothers in Bibb today at Prattville Outdoors, 118 Highway 82 West, or go to PrattvilleOutdoors.com. That's PrattvilleOutdoors.com.
U.S. farm-raised catfish. Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I only use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
Hey, this is Chip Powell. I'm here with Lewis Mills, Service Manager at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, here at Express Oil Change and Tires Engineers. As you can hear, they're getting the new tires put on. Lewis, tell us what's going on here.
Well, Chip, hunting season around the corner, you're trying to get a jump on things. We're putting on your Nitto grapplers on your truck now, so we have BF Goodrich, Michelin, Uniroyal, and multiple other lines of tires.
Man, that's great, Lewis. We really appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, welcome back in, Coach Caleb Ross Show. Finally, it's time to get to the Buffalo Rock players of the game. I say players because two of them the past two games. Of course, we're talking Theodore this past week, but the week before the last game of the regular season, it was Sidney Lanier, a big 38-24 win over the Poets. Coming in for that game, though, the player of the game, Ethan Bittle, an offensive lineman who led the O-line to 440 yards of total offense, 38 points, man. And Ethan, welcome to the show, my man.
Nice to meet you.
Ethan, let's just look at this, okay? Because I'm always hearing, and, it's the first thing that quarterbacks, tailbacks, sometimes wideouts, or always throw the credit to what the big guys up front, right? Well, finally, it only took all the way up to week 10, but we got the offensive line. You represent the entire offensive line for an incredible, not only game, man, but incredible season up to this point. Because, offensively, I'm just looking at numbers, 338 yards, points for, only 161 given up defensively. if my math's any good, that's 177 points difference. I mean, that's up towards the top in the entire state, just not 7A. Man, how's the season been for you?
It's been a grind for sure. I mean, we putting points on the board, running the ball a lot, and passing it. I mean, it's been pretty good so far.
What's your favorite part? Is it pass blocking, run blocking? What excites you most on the field when you see a play call?
Probably Pittsburgh, or we run the ball.
Well, Ethan, don't be throwing plays out on this show. Coaches ain't gonna like that. Going into the season, expectations for yourself. What'd you have, in the summertime?
I had expectations I want to be better than I was last year. I mean, I wasn't the best offensive lineman we had. I mean, I wasn't the worst, in my opinion. But I think what I set my goal as to be better and the best that I can be this year.
Coach, where has Ethan really progressed and just a whole as an offensive line?
So, can you hear me?
Oh,
yeah,
you got
I tell
it.
You this, man, Ethan is even last year now, he's probably the most physical offensive lineman we've got. I bet even last year he had probably 40 or 50-something knockdown blocks. I mean, he's probably in 18 years of coaching. He's one of the most physical linemen I've ever had a chance to coach. I mean, he's just, man, I'm talking about just a powerful kid. The one thing we challenged him last year was to, first of all, man, know every assignment and to be a leader. Well, he's done both of those things. Where last year, not that he wasn't a leader, but there's times where mentally, man, we had to get him there where he was every play dialed in. Well, he's been that way this year, man. He's just been phenomenal. And, I mean, there's some we could turn on that tape Saturday morning, and there's just clips of Ethan just punishing D linemen. It's really impressive, man. Just a really, really effective player. He's had an incredible year. He's a powerful kid, naturally powerful kid. I guess they just country strong is what they call it.
Country strong, Ethan
Bittle,
Bittle, huh?
man. But he has been really been a pleasure to coach this year. Been enjoyable.
Well, Ethan, as we do for each Player of the Week, Buffalo Rock Player of the Game, you, my friend, get a free haircut at Sports Clips in Prattville. I think you can use this, dude. Just go in there, get a fresh do, get a massage. Coach loves the hot towel. I do, too. Get you hooked up, maybe tomorrow, head into that game, maybe the following game because we expect to win tomorrow night. Also, you get a cool little plaque, man. Look at that. You can take that back to the guys on the offensive line, huh?
Yes, sir.
Look at that. Show it up to the camera real quick. Coach, that's one thing I always make a mistake is when you do a radio show and you also have a live stream, people listening to the radio can't see anything. So then I tell them to toss it up to the camera. It's fantastic. Well, Ethan, man, attitude for you and this line going into, because it's going to be a physical game against Central Phoenix City. What are you expecting?
I'm expecting to go out there and, obviously win. I've always wanted to beat this team. I mean, it's been a grind for us to try to beat them always. And, I mean, we have the potential to do it. Like, we're better than them, like, physically and just as a team.
So what's it going to take?
It's going to take everybody to, like, know what they're doing, get assignments, and correct, and just go out there and have fun.
Coach, what's it going to take from an offensive line perspective?
Well, we got to be physical. We got to bring the same attitude we had last week, man. We really challenged those guys that they were playing a really good front, and Theodore and Central was just as good, if not better. So we're going to bring the same mentality, maintain blocks, got to run our feet. It just really takes a mentality, a desire that, hey, we're going to get the job done. And I tell you this, man, being a former O-lineman myself, I don't look it anymore, but I never got player of the game ever in my years of playing O-line. So what a big accomplishment, man. He definitely deserving. Just had an incredible year, but we need our guys to play well. O-line's got to play well tomorrow night if we want to have a chance to win.
Coach, quickly before we hit the top of 6 o'clock for a quick station identification, then we'll get Isaiah in here. What's been your impression as a whole offensive line, pushing from spring, summer, fall, and then working your way through the season?
I know I say this about a lot of kids, but I mean this with the offensive line. Probably the most proud of any group. They're not the biggest. Man, they're not the strongest, but I'd say it'd be hard to find a tougher group of kids than we got up front, man. They grind every Friday night. And they're outmatched a lot of times. We go in some games and we give up 40 and 50 pounds at certain positions, but our kids are going to fight you, and they're going to get after you. And when they play that game, the other team knows they've been in a battle. And that's the type of, I hope that's the way I played. That's the way our two O-line coaches played. That's the attitude we push on our kids. man, and they do. I've just been extremely proud because it ain't like we're lining up with 6'4", 6'5", 280, 290 O-linemen. We don't have those guys. So we got guys that overachieve and go get after people. So, man, I'm really proud of that group.
Buffalo Rock Player of the Game performance as a whole for the offensive line, and led the O-line 440 yards of total offense against the win against Sidney Lanier in the last game of the regular season. Well, stick with us. We got so much more ahead. When we come back from this quick 10-second station identification, Isaiah Causey, his performance against Theodore. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back in, Coach Caleb Ross Show. If you're watching the live feed, in transition, as we said, out goes Ethan Bittle, in comes wide receiver Isaiah Causey. Incredible game, clutch game. You know, it's not about how many catches, how many yards. It's about if you just get one and it matters and you win the game, my man. Welcome in, congrats. Big game winner, double OT. You get the winning touchdown, 24-17 against Theodore. How was that moment for yourself, man?
Well, at first I felt before halftime I didn't do as good. So after that I was like, I need to improve. And then I saw the ball come towards me and double overtime. I was like, this is my moment.
All right, so just walking through the game and your performance, 3 catches, 33 yards, 1 touchdown, no bigger than the one to win the game, to punch your team to the next round, second round of the Class 7A playoffs. This week, Central Phoenix City, you know, when you're going through a game that's so physical like that and you win it, and you know this week you got in, you know, just as, if not more, physical type of game against a team that is coming off a state championship win. How has the week been for practice for you and your team?
I feel like we practiced great this week. Just like every other week, we prepared like we should.
Mm-hmm. How cold was Tuesday's practice? Because Coach Ross says, you know, the last 25, 30 minutes, it might have been the coldest practice he's ever been at.
I don't think it mattered what anyone was wearing, how much layers they were wearing. They were still shivering.
Coach, you know, chime in again how cold it was.
It was pretty cold. I tell you what, I was proud of the kids. I tell you, our O-line guys, man, they've got this mentality, so they don't let them wear sleeves on Friday nights. And some of them boys, I appreciate their toughness, man, but, man, I don't know about that. I don't know if I could do that because I know this. I was bundled up, but I tell you this, I was really proud of our kids now. It was cold. It really was. But our kids had a mentality they were going to get their work done, and we had a really good practice Tuesday. I was really proud of them.
So, Isaiah, you know, it's a point in each week. Each Thursday night we do the show, and we have the player of the game from the previous week. You know, always look at him. I didn't have enough time between that incredibly long 10-second station identification. When's the last time you got a haircut? Are you looking for one sometime soon?
Not really.
Oh, okay. Well, you can save this. I mean, Coach, help me here. Look, Sports Clips, you get the MVP treatment. It's a free one, Prattville, and this is the Sports Clips in Prattville. And, look, even if you don't get a haircut, just say, look, I want to double up, maybe triple up. Let's get a couple different rotation of hot towels. Let's get some massages. Coach can, you know, jump in on this. We're big fans of Sports Clips here in Prattville, so you get that, my friend. And also, you get this plaque right here. It is, man, incredible game. Show it up to the camera. If you're listening, of course, you can't see it for the second time in the show. But, man, Isaiah, how has this season been for you as a whole? Just, you know, on the field, pushing through practice, seeing the results, seeing your team win.
The season's been great. I thought last year I wanted our class to be better, and I feel like we've done that.
I mean, is that locker room talk? You know, what's the guys saying? You know, just each week, I know it changes. You look at the opponent, and, you know, it's one thing. You know, Coach Ross probably won't like me coming up. But, yeah, I look at the schedule and I look at numbers. I look at analytics. And, I mean, it's been a tough, long season. But only 2 games you dropped. You got out there beating a lot of good teams. What's been the locker room talk, especially leading up to this past win?
Many times we'll see the people or we'll do scout look on them, and we'll think, man, they look good on film. But then when we actually play, we're like, they're no better than us, and we can really beat them.
Coach, you know, it was one thing you said a few minutes ago is that when you're sitting up in Alabama, you're at this camp this past summer, and, you look at your team's performance. Isaiah, easily the best wide receiver performance-wise, just how athletic he was. How has Isaiah progressed from that camp, pushing through fall practice, and just performing on the field when the ball comes his way?
Well, what Isaiah is, he's probably one of the most consistent players. You're just going to get a kid that's going to bring a work ethic every day. And, he's such a leader, and he's not, obviously, Isaiah's not the most vocal kid, but he don't have to be. He's just a kid that every day, it doesn't matter, man, he's going to go to work. And why I love a kid like Isaiah, we got young sophomores. We brought about 20 freshmen up. They're traveling with us. Well, man, there's a kid they can look at as a senior they can model themselves after. Man, that's the type of guy I want to be. That doesn't matter. He's going to bring a work ethic every day, and it's starting to pay off. And he's had some really big catches this past Friday night. He's had some catches down the stretch. And you know what, man, he does all the little things you want to do. He's a guy that's going to, if you need him, go in there and dig out a linebacker on a block or crack a guy, or he's going to block his guy or whatever he needs to do. He's a guy that's willing to do it. So, and he's been, just been like I said, he's been a blessing, man. He's one of my favorite kids. I think I've said that. I've said it at different things. I know Montgomery Advertiser did a huge article on him earlier in the year, which is really cool. So, he's even the face of our locker room. He got to be on the poster that we put above our lockers.
Isaiah,
really
you
neat
didn't tell me
poster.
that.
Yeah, he is. So, and I plan that being up there for a long time. So, there'll be hopefully 5 or 6 years from now, there'll be some kids. Man, who is that? So his legacy will carry on. Man, really, really, really special kid. Proud of him.
You're sitting in that moment, and you kind of glanced over it real quick. You see that ball up in the air from Kyle. What's going through your head? Can you even remember? You just see the ball, you just react, you go for it, you make the catch. But what was that moment like? Did everything slow down for you?
Everything did slow down. I had to catch this.
Is that something like you see in a movie when somebody's looking, he's playing golf or something, he's looking at the hole and everything just kind of disappears? Is that kind of how it's like when you're on the field? And, any pass, but especially a moment like that to push your team forward?
It's just you and the ball at that point.
Well, man, I think he balled out against that. Isaiah Causey, incredible game. 3 catches, 33 yards, 1 touchdown. The game winner against Theodore in double overtime this past week to push the Prattville Lions to round 2 of the 7A playoffs. What's the goals this week? Obviously, I know you want to win tomorrow night, but what's it going to take, in especially early on, for you guys to be successful?
To go out there and not make the same mistakes we made the first time we played them, and just execute on everything.
How, I'm trying to think of a way to word this. Coach Ross, intensity level, like 1 to 10, where's Coach Ross pregame on the field, right in the locker room, right before you get out, and then, maybe halftime? Where's that intensity level? Is it like a solid 6, 7? Does it ever raise?
Well, on the field and everything, he makes himself look pretty calm.
Yeah, that is one thing I do notice him on there. He does always look calm, but, very serious. How has it been playing for Coach Ross the past couple of seasons?
It's been a great experience. It's the best coaching I've ever had, I guess.
What makes this coaching staff maybe different from other coaching staffs you've been been under at different levels?
They hold everyone to every little detail, and that matters that much in close football games.
Okay, well, that's what I'm talking about. Well, man, look, congrats. You get the free haircut, Sports Clips and Prattville MVP treatment. Even if you don't get the haircut, you can get the hot towel. I'm sure you can work out something, especially for that game winner against Theodore. 3 catches, 33 yards, 1 touchdown. Again, the winning score in double OT against Theodore. That's Isaiah Causey. Talked to Ethan Bittle a few moments ago. Broke it down 2 players, Coach, man. Just wrap it up with these 2 guys. What have they meant to your football team this season?
Well, the fact that we're 9-2, had our first playoff win, and accomplished so much in 2 years, the goals we've reached, getting the program back to where we feel like we're one of the better teams in the state now. Man, both these guys have had a key part in it, man. They are the glue of our team. You got O-linemen, which is obviously, man, because I played it, I'm probably always going to be partial to those guys. And the kid's been a 2-year starter in Ethan Bittle, incredible player. And you got a guy like Isaiah, who, man, just one of the most unselfish football players. Actually, last year as a junior, was playing outside receiver, wasn't playing a whole lot. We challenged him in a new role that we needed, a guy of his type of body type. Man, he said, Coach, I'll do it, and was phenomenal, man. So he's moved back to outside. Just if our kids are like those two and have the habits and the work ethic those two, this program is going to be in really good shape for a long time, man. We're gonna win a lot of games moving forward.
Week 2 of the 7A playoffs. It's Prattville with Central Phoenix City tomorrow night, of course. Pregame starts at 6 o'clock right here on Dixie Country. Coming to you live at 6:45. Will Barrett, the whole gang will be there with kickoff starting at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Well, that'll put us to another hard break. When we come back, Coach Caleb Ross comes back, and we'll break down more stats, look at the game tomorrow night with Central Phoenix City. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We're here today at Larry Puckett Chevrolet by the brand new Blazer. Got General Sales Manager Kirk Mims here. Kirk, tell us what's going on here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
It's closeout time at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. The 2019s are going fast. We've got save up to $5,000 on one of these Blazers. You can save up to $7,000 on the new Equinox, and you can save up to $14,000 off of a new 19 Silverado. There will never be a better time. Come and see us.
Great time to come see him. Come see Kirk and the boys here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
Think local. Think of all the skill and talent found right here in our community. Hands that build, hands that feed, teach, protect, and hands that heal. Guardian Credit Union reaches out to people just like you. Handling loans for new cars, opening doors to new homes, saying yes to fun and adventure. When you need a strong, steady financial hand, think local. Think Guardian.
Buffalo Rock is well known for Pepsi and other great soft drink brands. Did you know that Buffalo Rock is one of the River Region's largest full-service caterers? And have you heard about Micro Market? Buffalo Rock is leading the region with innovation to replace conventional vending at many of the larger industrial plants. Plant management loves it, and so do the employees. To find out more about Buffalo Rock Catering and the Micro Market, call Mike Barnett at 334-394-4452. The Buffalo Rock family is proud to support area schools. BuffaloRock.com.
Did you know you can buy an E-Z-GO golf cart for only $3,100 now at Prattville Outdoors, 118 Highway 82 West in Prattville? Prattville Outdoors has a great selection of previously owned 2017 E-Z-GO golf carts. Prattville Outdoors even has a camo model that's been jacked up and ready for hunting season, selling at only $69.95. Come see the Johnson Brothers in Bibb today at Prattville Outdoors, 118 Highway 82 West, or go to PrattvilleOutdoors.com. That's PrattvilleOutdoors.com.
U.S. farm-raised catfish. Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I only use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
Hey, this is Chip Powell. I'm here with Lewis Mills, Service Manager at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, here at Express Oil Change and Tires Engineers. As you can hear, they're getting the new tires put on. Lewis, tell us what's going on here.
Well, Chip, hunting season around the corner. You're trying to get a jump on things. We're putting on your Nitto grapplers on your truck now. So we have BF Goodrich, Michelin, Uniroyal, and multiple other lines of tires.
Man, that's great, Lewis. We really appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Bye.
Still got about 17 minutes left in tonight's program. It's playoff week against Central Phoenix City, round 2 of the Class 7A playoffs. It's a Coach Caleb Ross show. Always want to remind you, Dixie Country 100.1 FM. You can listen on the radio. You can also watch a live stream through YouTube and Facebook via Prattville at Live. Just search that. Also, DixieCountry.net. Also, lastly, you can ask Alexa to play Dixie Country. And one little push, hey, Friday nights, it's Lace Up, Alabama News Network, CBS 8, ABC 32. You can catch all of your Prattville High School football highlights. That's tomorrow night, starting at 10 on the Alabama News Network. Now, Coach, man, looking at it, look, you might be a little upset I couldn't find a point spread on the game this week, so you know, we're not going to sit back and talk point spread. But you know, look, confidence coming in this game. I mean, winning the way that you won last week, and I know just from talking to you that it was going to be a physical game. That Theodore could run the ball well, and you know, in order to be successful, you're going to have to play well defensively, and you're going to have to score like you've been scoring all season. What's your expectation first quarter of this game tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night? Well, I expect our kids to be ready to play. I mean, I say this. Our kids have been over there. They played in that environment. They've played Central. We know they got a phenomenal football team. They're really talented. They do a really good job coaching them. We know those things. We know it's going to be a fast and physical football game. So I expect our kids to be ready and dialed in. I do. I expect us to go execute. I mean, like any coach would. You know, our kids are not going to back down. They're going to go play this football game. Now, we got to go play well. We do. Central's got a great team. They're defending state champs for a reason. They've got, a roster full of D1 prospects. So we know we got to go play well. Our kids know what they're up against. We just got to go do it. So that's what I expect in that first quarter, for us not to be rattled or – man, we've been in some big games at this point. So I'm hoping our –
getting some wings brought in right now. Look at those, man.
That makes you – that looks good there now.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of saying, you know, afterwards, got a little Costco day. I'm going to go out and get a slice of pizza. Now I'm watching you eat these wings.
You change your mind right there.
It's hurting me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Coach, what has the tape, you know, what has the film really showed you from the Central Phoenix team? I mean, again, I look at stats. 444 points they've scored on the season, 151 they've given up. So, you know, they've got guys committed to Clemson, you know, a couple other guys. They can put some points up. But what else has the tape showed you? Maybe some holes that defensively they're going to try to take advantage of?
Well, I ain't seen many of those. They're really good. I think they're actually playing their best football right now. So I guess that's probably scary. But, man, look, and the thing about this deal, you're playing the head coach and I go way back. I used to work for him. He's a really good football coach. I know a lot of guys on that staff. I work with some of those guys. Man, there's not a whole lot of secrets in what we're going to do here. And even some of the stuff we do is still stuff that, I probably learned when I was coaching for him. So there's some history there. They do an outstanding job. They got really good players. They do. They got probably it's the best roster we're going to go against, wanting to be close. But they do a really good job coaching them. So when you turn on the tape, you see a lot of guys making plays. All over the place at running back, at receiver. And they got 2 or 3 running backs that could play for anybody, are really good, college prospects. They've got 2 quarterbacks they rotate in. Both of them are college prospects, and 3 or 4 receivers, big offensive line. I mean, they do have a couple guys that are 6'4", 6'5", 280, 290, So offensively, that's what you look at. Defensively, man, first of all, they play really hard, and that's a credit to their coaches, man. They get those kids dialed in. They play multiple guys. And they're littered full of college prospects over there too. I mean, so we know that going in. You know what you're playing against. You know you're playing against an all-star team. What you're playing against. So we got to go play ball.
Let's do this, okay? Now, obviously you sit back, you look at Central Phoenix City tape. How about your tape from Theodore? What surprised you maybe that you saw on the tape Saturday, Sunday, that maybe in the moment you didn't realize that you did this well, or maybe some different ideas for this game tomorrow night?
For a Theodore game, man, that's probably one game you look back and you say, man, most of the stuff that we thought was going to be successful was. Now, to what degree? I mean, it wasn't like we scored 42 points or 49 points, but we executed what we thought we was going to see, and we I thought we did well. There's some things every team's going to have an adjustment. And they adjusted a few things and took away some stuff, and I'm sure Central will do the same thing. And that's our plan, is hopefully take away some things they do, or take advantage of some things, however you want to call it. So I think that's any team. Look, we put like I'm sure they did. We've watched every tape. They've watched every tape. We're going to put a great game. We put a great game plan together. They feel good about theirs. At this point, man, you got to go execute. I mean, you got kids that got to go handle situations, and you got to go. And it really comes down to, man, we got to stay on blocks and we got to tackle them. If we can stay on blocks and we can tackle them, we have a chance to be successful. If we don't, then it could be a long night.
Coverage begins tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Will Barrett Chip Howell, the whole gang will get you going starting at 6, then come to you live at 6:45 at the field with kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock. That's tomorrow night. Of course, you can catch all those highlights as well and lace up tomorrow night on Alabama News Network. But, man, just got a few more minutes left in this show. Still got a little bit to get to. It is week 2 of the playoffs, round 2. Prattville at Central Phoenix City tomorrow night. We'll come back and break down the last few minutes. You're listening to the Coach Caleb Ross Show.
We're here today at Larry Puckett Chevrolet by the brand new Blazer. Got General Sales Manager Kirk Mims here. Kirk, tell us what's going on here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
It's closeout time at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. The 2019s are going fast. We've got save up to $5,000 on one of these Blazers. You can save up to $7,000 on the new Equinox, and you can save up to $14,000 off of a new 19 Silverado. There will never be a better time. Come and see us.
Great time to come see him. Come see Kirk and the boys here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
Think local. Think of all the skill and talent found right here in our community. Hands that build, hands that feed, teach, protect, and hands that heal. Guardian Credit Union reaches out to people just like you. Handling loans for new cars, opening doors to new homes, saying yes to fun and adventure. When you need a strong, steady financial hand, think local. Think Guardian.
Buffalo Rock is well known for Pepsi and other great soft drink brands. Did you know that Buffalo Rock is one of the River Region's largest full-service caterers? And have you heard about Micro Market? Buffalo Rock is leading the region with innovation to replace conventional vending at many of the larger industrial plants. Plant management loves it, and so do the employees. To find out more about Buffalo Rock Catering and the Micro Market, call Mike Barnett at 334-394-4452. The Buffalo Rock family is proud to support area schools. BuffaloRock.com.
Did you know you can buy an E-Z-GO golf cart for only $3,100 now at Prattville Outdoors, 118 Highway 82 West in Prattville? Prattville Outdoors has a great selection of previously owned 2017 E-Z-GO golf carts. Prattville Outdoors even has a camo model that's been jacked up and ready for hunting season, selling at only $69.95. Come see the Johnson Brothers and Viv today at Prattville Outdoors, 118 Highway 82 West, or go to PrattvilleOutdoors.com. That's PrattvilleOutdoors.com.
Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish. Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I only use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
Hey, this is Chip Powell. I'm here with Lewis Mills, Service Manager at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, here at Express Oil Change and Tires Engineers. As you can hear, they're getting the new tires put on. Lewis, tell us what's going on here.
Well, Chip, hunting season around the corner, you're trying to get a jump on things. We're putting on your Nitto grapplers on your truck now, so we have BF Goodrich, Michelin, Uniroyal, and multiple other lines of tires.
Man, that's great, Lewis. We really appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Bye.
Welcome back in. Final time tonight, the Coach Caleb Ross Show. Of course, want to remind you, stick around right here on Dixie Country 100.1 FM, the Nick Saban Show. If you're a Bama fan, you don't want to miss that. It's Mississippi State Week. It's a road game for Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide coming off a loss from LSU. Now, let's try to wrap up a few things in this game. Coach, I ask you most weeks, I don't know if it's going to change tonight or what's going to happen. Anything special with the wife, the kids? What's going to be the routine tonight before you hit the road?
Tonight will probably be help my wife get these kids in bed, get them bathed and in bed. It'll be real unique. Now, it's pretty low key tonight, so it'll probably be help bathe the kids, get them in bed, and then I may watch a little NFL football and get about 30 minutes, just kind of unwind. It's really the first night all week that I'll really be home at a decent time. So, just different things, prepping for the game and all that. So we'll relax a little bit, like I said, spend time with my kids, spend time with my wife, and then, man, hopefully get a good night's sleep.
Tell me, has the wife already sent the text message about the wings, about the meal that she expects to be brought home?
No, she probably isn't even watching the show. She may be. She actually surprises me. When I think she's not, she does. So, anyway, no, I haven't got a text there yet. She's probably trying to get those kids to eat or something because they can be stubborn. So.
Like, have you ever gotten back home and, like, ever gotten, like your wife, like, like me, I get married in a couple months, Coach, but I still get this, that I'll get the question, like, hey, like, what were you thinking when you said that? Yeah.
No, I mean, she's not too big of a critic. Sometimes I get, she'll critique me some, but she usually, a lot of times she don't even know if she goes, oh, I didn't know you did an interview here or whatever. So
come on, Ross, get it together. Huh?
Sometimes she will. She goes, hey, you got to do this, or you looked rough. You need to, wear something different. Or anyway, sometimes she's usually pretty good about that. So.
All right, so tomorrow, what's the travel arrangement for the team? What time are you going to expect to leave Prattville?
Well, we're going to get up. We're going to do we go to a prayer breakfast every Friday morning. We have a local church that will do that, and we'll go to that in the morning. We'll come back and load our bus, pack our bags. We'll go to the pep rally, and then after that, we'll head out after the pep rally. We'll get over to that part of the state. We'll find an area to do a walk through. We'll eat some lunch, and then we'll take the boys to a movie, and then we'll go. We'll do a pregame meal and go to another spot, do a little meeting and walk through. It's pretty much it's regimen now. Tomorrow we'll be on a tight schedule, so I kind of told the boys just be ready now. We gotta be focused. Can't be lollygagging.
Look, you need to find me a position on the staff because you get free food, you get a movie. I mean, you get the game that night.
Right, man. That's it, man.
It's like you've got it hooked up. Like, who did you learn that from? or was it just you just came up with an idea and say, well, we're going to stick with this?
Well, I mean, from everybody I ever worked with, I mean, there's guys, but being organized, I know this, you got to keep teenage boys busy, keep them occupied, and keep them where they're focused. You got to do a little football. You can't do football all day because, I mean, they'll just drain them. So that's why we'll take them to a movie, let them get off their feet. I want them already over in that part of the state. Nobody wants to take a bus ride for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and get off and go play. So we want to get them over there early in the morning, and then not that you want to get them away from school. That probably sounds bad because, man, our environment's really good and stuff. But you do like it when you kind of be with your team most of the day. It's just a better feel Friday night. So that's kind of the goal.
Coach, those few minutes before, you wrap up on the field tomorrow night before you hit it at 7 o'clock kickoff tomorrow night against Central Phoenix City. Have you thought about maybe some things you would share with the team? I'm not saying go, all crazy movie-like, just incredibly motivational speech, but, have you thought about some things that you want to share with your guys?
We don't really do that right before kickoff. We're kind of routine there. Now, I'll talk to them when we have our meetings tomorrow afternoon, just stuff. But I say this, I talk to them usually Monday morning when we meet, and I'll talk about the game the week before. We'll talk about the upcoming opponent and my thoughts for that week. And what it's going to take to win, and then we'll kind of remind them of those things on Friday. I usually do. It's not usually right before kickoff. We'll do a kick check, and I may make sure they're dialed in and focused. We'll do that type stuff. But, I think for me, you got to be who you are, and I'm not a guy that's going to go in and give some rah-rah speech. I don't know if that really works anyway. It may get kids fired up for 2 plays, but
like what
did Mike Tyson say? Everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the mouth, right? So, so that's kind of the deal. Hey, we better know, execute. We better learn, know our assignments, go be where we're supposed to be, and play really good football. Me hollering at and screaming out before the game is not going to make them do that anymore. But now, I'll definitely remind them at some point tomorrow what this game means and what we're playing for. That's for sure.
Prattville at Central Phoenix City tomorrow night, round 2 of the Class 7A playoffs. A lot at stake, win or go home. Prattville looking good, coming off a big win in double overtime against Theodore. Well, that'll do it for tonight. Coverage tomorrow is going to begin at 6 o'clock. Will Barrett, Chip Powell, the whole gang, as usual, will be live with that coming for you at 6:45 with kickoff at 7 o'clock. Well, that'll do it for the Coach Caleb Ross Show this week. Join us next week, same time, location, 5:30 to 6:30 Thursday nights here at Buffalo Wild Wings in Prattville. For head coach Caleb Ross, our producer Stacy Mills, the entire Dixie Country family, I'm Daryl Puckett. So long till next week. Stick around. The Nick Saban Show comes up in just a few minutes.
All righty. All right, you too.